Okay, so awareness. Awareness is basically imagine let's go back to the forest. You're in a forest, right? Do you like outdoors? Do you like hiking or what?
Yeah.
Walking around a forest. I love just walking around in a forest. I like the green, the nature, the smell. Mm-hmm. The fact that I don't really know what's over here and I kind of want to explore and see where this trail goes and that kind of thing. It's really a good metaphor as a man thinking about women as like a forest. Because imagine you're in this forest and you've been told that there's lions and tigers and bears in the forest.
Yeah.
Now, if there are, it's good for you to know that, right?
Yeah.
But what if there's not? What if you're in this forest and you like to enjoy it, but you can't because you think there's lions and tigers and bears? It's not so fun.
No.
What if you find out there's no lions and tigers and bears?
Then
The forest becomes enjoyable, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're conditioned to think that there's lions and tigers and bears with the women. Not in the sense that they're going to eat you.
Right, but
in the sense that if a woman doesn't like you, then that somehow diminishes your value as a man.
I felt that, yeah.
And that's really about other men. That's about getting respect from other men. We talk about getting pussy, getting girls, getting laid.
I hated those terms.
Yeah. Well, you're not actually. I've always wondered, like, what? Because you're not getting anything. So you've had sex, and say, fuck a girl 15, 20 minutes, right? And then you come, and then you're done. What have you gotten?
Pleasure?
Yeah, but where's that pleasure now? It's gone. Think you heard the term like notches, having notches on your belt and that kind of thing.
Another one.
Well, the notch, why would you put a notch on your belt? To keep what you got. To pretend that you got something. You didn't get shit. You didn't get anything.
Right.
If anything, you gave. You sweated. You expelled, joules of energy, right? You got rid of some joules of energy. You shot your load, so now you can't come for another 15 minutes or half an hour or whatever it is. And physically, you were giving your dick to her. You were giving it to her. The physics of it.
Right.
What have you gotten? It's over. It's transient. Now you're still culling with her. You built you're cultivating a connection with her. Sure, yeah.
Right.
But in terms of the sex as like an asset, it's not there. Okay? Mm-hmm. So this getting, I've always wondered, like, why do we say getting? Because you haven't gotten anything. We talk about getting laid. You're not getting anything. If anything, you're giving. So what is getting what? Why do we say getting? I think it's about getting respect from other men. So we could substitute, when you say get laid, get girls, substitute girls and laid with respect from other men. Oh yeah, man, I met this girl the other night, took her home, got more respect from other men. We're trained to think that that's made you more of a man.
Yeah.
What are your, if you're in a group with guys, I mean, what do you tease the guy, what do we tease each other about?
Being gay and things like that.
Being gay, right? Can't get girls, Oh, you don't get any pussy. That's the first thing. I get laid, you don't. I get respect, and you don't. So the getting is not about the woman, it's about other men. Giving, when it's just about you and the woman, there's only giving. And you'll feel that. And just by me saying that, now you're aware of it. So now when you see a woman and you want to get her, you'll be aware that that desire to get really is about other men. And that's where a lot of approach anxiety comes from, is other men seeing you fail with the woman. I was aware of this the other day. I was in the grocery store, saw a really cute girl, and I wanted to talk to her, but then I saw this guy who worked in the grocery store. But he was kind of tall, muscular, looked like he could have played, I don't know, basketball or football. Looked like solidly built guy that, if I got in a fight with him, like there's a good chance he would have won. I could have gotten hurt. He was a guy that could have physically harmed me. And he was standing there putting like tomatoes in the thing, right? And I became aware that my nervousness about approaching her was because he might hear me be nervous and say something that was awkward, and her potentially be like, yeah, no thanks, I'm just shopping, okay, bye, like get the soft rejection kind of thing. My anxiety was about him seeing that.
So did you talk to her?
I didn't. I chickened out. And I was aware that was, and it was at a time, it was a couple months ago, it was a time when like money was tight, and I wasn't working out very much, so I didn't feel like physically capable. Like if I were to get in a fight, all these like very primal sense of like, I'm a man, can I survive? Can I hunt and earn my food, right? Can I hunt and feed myself? Am I able to survive on my own, physically, and the money thing is about hunting. Can I hunt my animal and eat? That's that's kind of how men think about like working and money, is we're hunting, trying to get our food, right? So at that time I was feeling like I was a shitty hunter, and I was feeling like I was a shitty fighter. And so, now keep in mind, this guy works in a fucking grocery store. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why the fuck do I care what he thinks? Why am I even thinking about him? Do I want to fuck him or the girl? Why am I even thinking about him?
So you still run into those kind of things?
Oh yeah, there's always, I get approach anxiety. I mean, it's...
God, that's hard to imagine.
It's nowhere near what it used to be.
Right.
But I kind of only really approach women that make me nervous, because I really want them, and I'm still conditioned. That's not a common thing. I'm just pointing out to you an experience I had that illustrates the point, that the anxiety really comes down to other men.
Okay.
That's the only point I was making. I mean, I've approached tons of women in front of their guys before. It's, sometimes I'll succumb to the conditioning and chicken out, sometimes not. A lot of it has to do with my life situation at the time. For me now, it's no longer about rejection. It's more about how I'm feeling in my life at that time. For me, a lot of times now, it's, do I really want to add another woman to my life based on my time, my energy level, women that I am already seeing? That's more my concern now than before. It was like, what do I say to impress her? I don't want to get rejected. Now it's like, I'm sleeping with some women already. They're cool. I'm working a lot. Building my business is like top priority. I'm fucking tired. Yeah, she's cute, but she's not. Do I really want to make the effort to add another person into my life? You know what I'm saying? I think about that a lot more now. But anyways, my point there is the getting is we say get pussy, get girls, get sex, but that's what we say, but what we really mean is getting respect from other men, okay? Mm-hmm. When you forget about the other men and it's just about the woman, what you'll find is that your giving nature naturally comes out. So if, let's say I bring a girl home. I got a girl in my bedroom. And that's a different dynamic with Jesse, but
Jesse?
Oh, that's my roommate. You haven't met him yet. He'll be around. But but all the guys in my life, my friends, Jesse and Ian, we're all like very like totally honest. I'll straight up say like, yeah, man, I was with this girl. I was in my head. I couldn't get it up, and fucking just kissed a little bit, and it was nice. It was cool. I'll straight up tell a guy that, and it's like, yeah, cool. Doesn't diminish me as a man. But now let's say this is just some dude. Let's say one of these backwards hat douchebags, right? And that's my roommate.
Oh God.
And I'm in there with the girl. I'm gonna feel that pressure of, man, if I don't fuck this girl, like Brad is gonna give me some shit tomorrow, and so I'm laying in bed with her. Part of my attention is on Brad and not wanting him to lose respect for me because I don't fuck this girl. Now, let's say I'm in the bedroom with the girl and I don't have a roommate. No one will ever know whether she was here or not, or that we even are together right now. A lot of my anxiety is going to go down, a lot of those thoughts. And what's going to happen is I'm going to totally focus on her. And what's going to come out naturally is the desire to give and make her feel good, and to focus on her, to talk to her, to touch her, to kiss her, to taste her, to fuck her, to my desire to want to make the woman feel good is naturally, it's already there. Now here's another level of where that will get blocked, is when I feel like not only is it other guys losing respect for me because I didn't get sex, but the woman not like thinking less of me as a man because I don't fuck her good enough. And that mindset can lead to two different directions. It can lead to me either not being able to get it up or coming too fast because I'm nervous, or it can manifest as me being very mechanical in bed and like trying to do the right moves and do the swirl, right, or do some special stroke, or thinking too hard and being stuck in my head where I'm trying to make her have an orgasm rather than being present with her and just experiencing her. And women can feel that. Yeah. And so if I'm like working really hard to like fuck her right, women can sense it. I mean, I used to be like that when I was younger, and women. I remember one particular woman. I was working really hard to like fuck her good, and we had an amazing connection. She was in touch with me. She was in tune with me, and she put her hand on my face. I'm getting like choked up because it was like really amazing and eye-opening moment. Just a perfect example of femininity, like just a pure expression of femininity, where she put her hand on my face and she said, "Brian." And that it woke me up, and I was like, oh yeah. It was like she was saying, "Brian, come back to me." So she could feel that. She could feel I was trying to perform rather than being with her. So, I have a lot of little stories like that where it's just those glimpses of the feminine when I'm trying to do it right and be a man, and what I'm saying, I'm so scared of being good enough.
Yeah.
And then that woman will come out and, it's okay, Brian, come back to me. Very emotional experiences, like just thinking about. Just the beauty of it, So again, this getting, it comes down to getting respect, wanting other people to think that you're a man, you're good enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the lions and tigers and bears.
Just thinking good.
Worrying about being good enough in the eyes of other men and women. In the bedroom, it's probably going to be more worried about the woman.
Yeah.
Approaching a woman in public or at a club or something, it's going to be more about other men. Other men seeing you like get rejected or whatever. Yeah, and then in the bedroom, it's going to be worried about, being good in bed and all that kind of thing. Is my dick big enough? Silly shit. And what you'll find, and you may have already experienced this, what you'll find is like, that is not what she cares about.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had women be totally fulfilled and totally enjoy and love just making out,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily fucking, and so that just kind of points out like what really makes you good in bed, what do women really want? The illusion of that you're not good enough. That's the lions and tigers and bears. So you're in the forest, you think there's lions, tigers, and bears, and you're not enjoying it, and then you find out that there's no lions, tigers, and bears. Now you can enjoy it. I'm still in this war. I mean, I'm still part of this society. I still, I go to a bar to watch a basketball game, and I'm sitting there, and the commercials come on, and I tune out when the commercials come on, but there's still a big screen with the image of some dude with Axe body spray, and all the hot girls are like on his nuts, right?
Yeah.
I still see that. That gets in there.
Yeah.
I can look at it and say, it's fucking silly, that's bullshit. But it's repetition. It gets in there.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm not, you'd have to go like sit on a mountaintop and be a monk to like get rid, which is why monks have to leave. They have to go to the monastery and not watch TV anymore. And then what's interesting is that they'll go through that and they're enlightened or get rid of their conditioning. They see gnosis. And then they can come back and watch the TV. And it's fun. It's interesting. It's like, oh. But until you do that, the TV's going to get in there. There's something in you already that bullshit commercial is resonating with. Okay?
Yeah.
So there's no lions, tigers, and bears. And so then what? Now we're in the forest. So now we're at a different level where, okay, we're in this forest, never been there before. New woman. You don't know her. You've never met her. Now she's new. She's a new person, right? So in the same sense, it's a new forest. You don't know where the trails lead and all that kind of stuff. So now, let's say I throw you into this forest, you don't know where you're going. No compass, no map. It's pretty sure, yeah, but okay, how do I get out of here? How do I heard there's a lake somewhere in this forest. I want to go see it. Am I walking in circles? Now there's a whole kind of another level where the forest would become much more enjoyable if you had a compass. Or using the sun, you knew which way was north, south, east, and west. Or you had a map. Now you can enjoy the forest even more. You can say, oh, I want to go over here. Right? I want to go see this part. So now you can do that. So now the forest becomes even more enjoyable. Okay? So it stops being scary once you realize there's no lions and tigers and bears. But then the next step is to start navigating, being able to navigate through the forest. All right? And then you can enjoy it. And then, you know, I know that the lake and the nice area where I can lay down and take a nap is over here. I know that it's over here. I can get over there, which actually allows me to stop and smell these flowers right over here. There's no rush anymore. Mm-hmm. Okay? Whereas if I don't know how to get over to the lake with the nice little grass where I can lay down, if I don't know how to get there, now it's like, fuck, sun's gonna go down soon. How the fuck do I get over there? Like this is, and I can't smell this. I'm not able to smell the flowers because I'm panicking. I'm freaking out. I'm worried that I'm going in circles. Yes. So what I do with awareness is I give you sort of a map or a compass. I give you like a navigation system. A lot of women deal with kind of the fear of sex, but also wanting sex.
Yeah.
You know, as men, there's no reason for me to not fuck a woman. Like it's not gonna. You know, not counting like STDs and stuff, assuming I wear a condom, and even if it's like a fat, ugly woman, like, why not? Just stick my dick in her and fucking have an orgasm. Who cares? Who cares? What else would I do with 10 minutes of my day? You know, why not?
Yeah.
There's no risk to me. But for the woman, there is. Mm-hmm. Ian has a great metaphor. He calls it the home versus hotel. Think about like a nice bed and breakfast where the people live in that home and they have a couple nice rooms and they let people come in and stay. That's their home, right? But to you, it's a hotel. So you just come to the hotel and you don't give a shit. You leave the towels on the floor, and for you, there's no risk. There's no. You could stay at this nice hotel, or you could stay at a Motel 6. All you need is the bed. You just want to sleep. You know, it's not a big deal. But for the person that lives there, that's where they live. They can't leave. Mm-hmm. So in the same way, think about sex, having a baby. You can leave. She can't. You're inside her. She's not inside you. You're inside her. You're just visiting. Right?
Yeah.
So, what kind of person would you allow to stay in your home? Someone you trust, someone you like as a person, someone that's fun.
Yeah.
You know, you could have like the safest, nicest person in the world, but if they're boring, you don't want them sitting on your couch.
Yeah.
So, you know, the same reasons why you'd want someone to like crash at your place for a couple nights. Those reasons are very similar to the reasons why a woman would have sex with you. It's a really good metaphor. So, for her, her body is her home. For you, it's a hotel. It is. Good news is, she loves guests. Otherwise, why would she have a hotel? So the navigation is 3 dimensions of awareness: inspire, nurture, surrender, and that's in the handouts, the PDFs and stuff I gave you. But women, in general, universally, people who are feminine. So it could be like a gay guy who's kind of feminine, but the feminine. That your nature is to thrust, the feminine is embrace. The 3 dimensions of embrace are inspire, nurture, and surrender. And then now that I'll get into time in a second, but inspire, the man says, I want you, the woman says, I want you to want me. Women want to feel sexy, they want to feel desired.
Yeah.
They want to feel like they're inspiring you. I've had women say, like, when they feel that they've made me hard, like that's the best compliment in the world. Like That's a good thing. It turns them on to know that I'm turned on for them. They've inspired that. What's like the worst thing you can say to someone? Fuck you, right?
Yeah.
Or suck my dick, right? Well, what does that say about your dick? That it's like the horrific, awful thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, women hear that all the time. I mean, women are in the same culture we're in. So, you know, that kind of idea that, you know, your cock is like this bad thing, they buy into that too. They get conditioned to think that too. Without the conditioning, there wouldn't be that. They would. Most women have kind of a playful, kind of like entertained, and at the least sort of oh, that's interesting, or oh, that's fun, or oh, that's nice to look at, or just kind of maybe laughing and giggling in terms of their reaction to a guy's cock. Most women are, that's like the baseline. It's not like ew. It's like, oh, haha, that's the guy's cock, right? And then that's like the lowest. That's like the worst response. The best response is going to be like, you know, like Mandy, right? Oh my God, I need to drive out to Vegas, or I need to drive out to San Diego. So now, of course, like if you're a guy, a guy like flashing a girl like in a park or something, that's creepy. But you know, the gross part, of the disgusting part, is not your body part necessarily. It's the guy, the flasher's body part. It's that he's sitting there like staring and jerking off. It's like his personality that's creepy.
Yeah.
It's not the body part. Having a woman admit that she likes, that she's sexual and she likes being desired, can be problematic, especially in America. But less so in Europe. I've heard that in Southeast Asia and different places in the world, like women are much more sexually open. Sex is as normal as a handshake, I guess, in like Thailand or whatever. So we're in this box. We think that this is like how things are. Women here just are extremely conditioned. They have to play a game. They have to hide their sexuality. But with awareness, you're aware of the 3 dimensions of embrace. That's what you're aware of. Inspire, nurture. The other inspire is also about not just sexually her turning you on, but her just exciting you. It's the same thing. Like your heart on for your passion in life is the same energy as your heart on for the woman. It's masculine. It's masculine energy. So, I've told women that, just liking her hair, just liking her eyes, telling her how pretty she is. Women, tell me all the time, like, I feel so pretty when I'm with you. What they're really saying is, I feel like I'm inspiring you. And that's how she wants to feel. Okay? With thrust, I want to feel like I'm making an impact. I want to feel like I'm giving the universe the Brian experience. That's what I want to feel. When I feel like I'm not, I get depressed. When a woman feels like she's not sexy, she's not pretty, she's not desired by men, she'll get depressed. Okay? As a man, we think in a feminine, we've been conditioned to think in a feminine way, and think like, oh, I'm not, I'm not sexy, I'm not desired by women, and then we get depressed. Well, that's a female way of thinking. Instead, you should be thinking, well, it would make you less depressed to be thinking, not worrying about being sexy, but being sexual. And what that means is not worrying about whether or not women like you, but rather liking women. So when you're worried about, oh man, girls don't think I'm sexy or attractive or whatever, that's not really like how you've been conditioned to think that way. But that thought, without the conditioning, that thought wouldn't even come into your head. Instead, the thought would be, I think she's sexy. You wouldn't even be thinking about yourself. It's outward. You want to give, right? So the woman wants, the masculine says, I want you. The feminine says, I want you to want me. Now, when you start thinking, I want you to want me, now you're thinking like the feminine. You run into all sorts of problems. First of all, women can sense that, and you lose that polarity. They don't sense you want to be desired rather than desiring.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, from the woman's perspective, that makes you less exciting, less interesting, less sexy, less masculine. It would be this analogous to a woman growing hair on her upper lip. Instantly, you're like, because that's masculine.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're worried about whether or not she likes you or whether or not you're sexy or whatever, you're losing that polarity because you're thinking in a feminine way. And it gets expressed in the way you act. You're worried about girls liking you, and so you think, well, what restaurant should I take her to impress her so that she likes me? So she thinks that I have money and that I'm an attractive man or whatever. Or that I have good taste or that I'm cultured or whatever. She can sense that. Let's say you show up to the restaurant, and the whole time you're worried about whether or not she likes this restaurant or she's impressed by how expensive it is or how fancy it is or whatever. She can see that. She can sense that. She can sense a lack of masculinity because you're thinking like a woman. Let her worry about being sexy enough. The problem would be that you would start worrying about it and start thinking, oh shit, what do I do to make her like me? I'm somehow losing yards, right? But instead thinking, oh, it looks like, well, she's not having fun. So you become aware, just notice it. You're not worried about the lions and tigers and bears, right? So you're able to notice that, oh, there's a big log in the way of this path. So if you're worried about the lions, tigers, and bears, you might trip over that log. The log is, oh, she's not having a good time. So because you're not worried about the lions, tigers, and bears, you're able to notice the log. Your attention is free to notice shit on the path that might trip you up. So if she's not having a good time, or you sense like, okay, whatever activity I've planned out and she doesn't seem to be enjoying it, you just notice it and you say, are you bored? Yeah, I can kind of tell. I thought it would be fun for us, but I guess not so good. Or yeah, it's a little cold. I thought it'd be a nice walk, but got a little chilly, or whatever. And just say, I'm having fun with you though. And that's it. Problem solved. And then you could say like, let's go inside. Let's go do something else, or we'll finish our food and get out of here. Whatever. The event is not the important thing, right?
Right.
So you're able to just step over the log and continue on the path, okay? If you notice that she's bored and you start working really hard to like crack jokes and be funny and stuff, what that's coming back to is you worried about her liking you. Mm-hmm. And she can sense that. You've lost the polarity. You've lost your masculinity. You haven't lost it, but she's not, you're not showing it to her. She's not feeling it.
Right.
Okay? Um, Another dimension of embrace is nurture. And nurture is the woman wanting to support and take care of, help, basically be supportive of you. And what's interesting is I just read a study in households where the woman makes more than the man, both people don't like it. They both are less happy.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And the money thing, it's like a wrench in the gears. It skews everything. But what that really comes down to is you being the leader and her helping and wanting to support you and make you a stronger leader. So we've confused money with like value as a human being. So if a man is making less money than the woman, his value has gone down as a human being. He's not the leader. He's not the hunter anymore. She's the hunter. And so she's not supportive of him now. He's supportive of her. So now he's nurturing. That's what's happening there. You got to think these are just average people, just normal people.
Okay.
So for me, I don't care either, because I know that it's not about the money. It's about
Right.
me being a leader. And so I can still be a leader even though she's making more money. Now, does that mean she's less valuable than you or she's not as important as you? No, in fact, the opposite. Not the opposite, but it's sort of like with think about a friendship, like one of your guy friends, right? You guys have a chemistry. There's a sort of a complementary. You guys complement each other. So I know with me, I'll have one friend where I'm more talkative, more animated, more the one cracking jokes. Like with me and Jesse, like he's very quiet and reserved. So I'm more like kind of the loud, dynamic, extroverted one.
Mm-hmm.
However, with Ian, who's an extreme extrovert and talks, loves to talk, and very silly, constantly cracking jokes. And so with him, I tend to be, without thinking, I just tend to be more quiet and just kind of like more of an introvert. You think about on a team, like who's more on a basketball team, is the center or the point guard? Well, you need a center, but you also need a point guard. So who's more important? Neither one. They just play different roles. So with a woman, you know, as a man, you know, it's you're the one who you know, you make the plans for like what we're gonna do, and you're more proactive and take initiative. But that's important. But you also need her hand on your back, you know, maybe giving you a little back scratch and pressing up against you, giving you a little kiss on your cheek. You know, helping you when you need it, like, you know, all right, yeah, we're going to go do this. We're going to go to the park today, you know, make some sandwiches to bring, right? Well, we go to the park and sit there and have a picnic, but someone needs to make the sandwiches. I pick the park, you make the sandwiches. They're both important, right? As a man, you know, doing all the stuff, the leadership stuff, without getting a nice little back rub or kiss on your cheek, or, you know, her saying it's okay, or, you know, Brian, you know, come back to me. That's nurturing. And that's very important. It's very hard to be a man without that. You need a little pat on your back. You know, you need you know, just a woman to kind of like cuddle up with you and help you relax. And it's very hard to do things without that. That's why you see a lot of you see like guys who are married have they lose that polarity with their wife, and then the wife stops nurturing, and then the man cheats because he finds a woman at work or somewhere, a secretary or whatever, who says, "Oh, I like that tie," or touches his arm and says, "Oh, you're so strong," or gives him a little kiss on his cheek and gives him a hug, and all the nurturing, that caring and that support, that softness, that like pillow that we need that. It nurtures us. And so a man will find a woman that does that, and he'll cheat. I think marriage I think the structure, the institution of marriage itself can really hurt because she can't lose you now. There's no potential for you to find another woman. You know how like the old kind of cliche about women getting fat and the blowjobs stop once you're married?
Yeah.
Stop trying. You get lazy. The man gets lazy too. Once you're stuck together, there's no need to... It's pressure, it's obligation. That ruins the passion. And that's why marriage is, you want to stop having sex, get married. Because now we've turned play into obligation. If you were to say sleep with another woman,
Right.
Not come home for 2 weeks or something like that, then it's grounds for divorce.
Yeah.
So legally, like that'll make you the bad guy in the divorce proceedings, and legally, like, you can get fucked. Also, as a man, the laws, are in favor of women. Why does the woman get half of your stuff, half of your, your money and your assets? She didn't earn that shit. Why does she get half of it? It makes absolutely no sense. What all that is basically the civilization, aka the people that want to keep everyone else in line, in their desks, in their cubicles, on the track that they want. It's basically to discourage men from getting divorced. That's why the laws are there. So, the woman knows that you don't want a divorce because you lose half your shit.
Yeah.
She's got you, right? So she stops trying. When you start thinking about INS, Inspire, Nurture, Surrender, you can see how contractual obligation to stay together and horrific repercussions for the man if you get divorced, not to mention, custody and all that stuff, how that can actually really hurt INS.